Welcome today to chapter 11 on Hebrew numbers. Today we're going to study the Hebrew number system and get into this. This is a chapter that you'll see numbers occasionally throughout the scriptures, and it is important to learn the basics on these numbers here. Biblical Hebrew doesn't have a separate set of numerical symbols like we do with 1, 2, and 3 as we do in English. However, Hebrew numbers are written out, and we'll look on the chart below to go through those numbers. In Hebrew, there are both cardinal and ordinal numbers. The cardinal numbers are used for counting like 1, 2, 3, and ordinal numbers are used to indicate a position in a series like first, second, or third, and etc. on that. So um, that's what the Hebrew does, have both cardinal and ordinal numbers, and we'll get into both of these. First, let's go ahead and get into the cardinal numbers 1 through 10 here. In Hebrew, cardinal numbers have masculine and feminine forms, and they also occur in both the absolute and construct states. But it's not necessary to memorize all the following forms. Instead, we're just going to memorize the masculine absolute form and then just note the types of changes that occur in the remaining forms. Those changes indicating gender and state should be familiar to us already in the previous chapters that we've studied here, so it's nothing really new that we're going to study here on this here. And we'll need to give special attention to the spelling of numbers 1 and 2. Now, 1 is Echad, and we're familiar with Echad. For the Shema Israel, talks about, Hear, O Israel, for the Lord your God is one, or for the Lord our God is one. So basically, you have the masculine absolute of Echad, and then for its construct, it would be Echad with Patak under the Aleph and Patak under the Chet. Feminine, just the Patak Tav. The Dalet drops off, the Tav takes its place with Patak. Same thing with the construct here. So number 2 has Shnaim. We have the dual noun, Patak Yod, Hirik Mem Sufit. It drops off, and we have the normal construct, masculine construct of Shnei here with the Shin, the Shiva, and the Noon with a Seriod here. And then with the feminine, we have Shtaim, and then Shtei here in here. So basically, pretty much normal what we'd have. Shalosh for masculine, and then we have Shalosh for the masculine construct. Feminine absolute is Shalosha. Again, you got the comments hey ending that tells you that that's feminine, and then Shaloshet, the Segol Tav, pretty much tells you that what we studied from the very beginning with feminine nouns. Whenever you see a Segol Tav, a Patak Tav, a Hirikyo Tav, a Shurik Tav, that's going to be feminine right there. So it pretty much follows the same route here. We have a number 4, Arba, and then basically both the absolute and the masculine are identical. The absolute and the construct here are the same. In the feminine, comments hey, basically you just have the Patak under the ayin, and the comments on the bait reduces to a Patak. But again, main thing we're going to pay attention to mainly is just the absolute, masculine absolutes here. You got Chamesh for 5. The only thing it reduces here in the construct is the comments to a compound Shava, or what they call a Hatef Patak, which we'd find to be normal. Again, you got the comments hey for the feminine, and then the Segol hey here too. Segol Tav there also. 6, you have Shesh for 6, and Shesh or construct. Absolute Shesh, construct Shesh. Sheva for 7, you have a Segol, but in the construct you have a Sheva. Shemoneh Shemoneh, and of course we're pretty much familiar with Shemoneh due to the Shemoneh Esrei, the 18 benedictions or prayers we do in the Amidah. And in the, again, there's no difference here between the construct and the absolute, at least in the numerical here. You would expect it to be a Sarai hay here, what we have learned in construct nouns, but it remains a Sagol here. Tesha is 9, and then that reduces to a simple Shava in the construct. And then Eser is 10. And then it's the same thing as the Seglet noun, so both the absolute and the construct are identical here. Okay, let's go ahead and get back here. With the number 1, the masculine form is spelled with a chad, like I said, and then the feminine form is with a tav, so the dalet drops out. Number 1 is used like an adjective. As such, it follows the noun that it modifies, and basically agrees in gender and definiteness. So when used in the construct state, it will precede a absolute noun that is usually plural. So basically, if it's used as the attributive, like an adjective, it will basically come with it. Oh, actually, normally comes right after it, and agrees in gender and definiteness, just like we have here in Habain Ha'echad, the one son. If this is definite, now we have one son, Bain Echad, one son here. So the number comes after the noun that it modifies and agrees in gender and in definiteness or indefiniteness. You got the same thing with Bat Achat. The Achat agrees with Bat in gender and in indefiniteness this one time. If we go to Habain Ha'echad, you can see that Bain has a definite article, so does the number 1, Echad, has Ha'echad, and the one son. Habat Ha'achat, the one daughter, the same thing. It comes after the noun, just what we learned about attributive adjectives, agrees with the noun in gender and in definiteness. Echad Habanim, one of the sons. Now this Echad here is the masculine construct of Echad. So this would be, say, one of the sons here. And same thing with Achat Habanot, one of the daughters. And that's with the number 1 right there. Now we'll get with number 2. The masculine form is spelled with a Shanai, with a Nun, Shanaim, and the feminine is spelled with a Tav, Shataim. Note that both forms are dual in numbers. Now the number 2 is classified as a noun and agrees in gender with the other noun to which it is related. The absolute and construct forms are used interchangeably without any apparent change in meaning. So what we have is banim, shanaim. We have a masculine plural with a masculine dual noun 2 right here. Banot, shataim, same thing. Feminine plural. Then we got the feminine dual noun here, agreeing in gender here. Okay, shnaim banim, same thing, 2 sons. Shataim banot, 2 daughters. And then shnei banim, 2 sons. You know, they're all the same. Whether it's absolute or construct, it means the same thing here with the number 2. And shtei banot, 2 daughters here. 2 of daughters, literally. Now with numbers 3 through 10, there's no change in spelling except to indicate gender and state. Like number 2, these numbers are classified as nouns, but they do not agree in gender with the other nouns to which they are related. So in other words, masculine nouns can be used with feminine nouns, and feminine nouns can be used with masculine nouns. We need to also note that while the numbers are singular in form, the nouns are plural. So, for example, we have Shalosha Banim. Well, we got a masculine noun, masculine plural noun, but we have a feminine number here, Shalosha. So they can be used in that sense here. We have Banim, Shalosha. It comes after the noun. We have it coming before the noun. It can even be in different states. Shaloshet in a construct state and with a masculine plural nouns, and all three mean 3 sons. Same thing with here with banot. It can come before banot. It can come after banot. It can basically be the construct form with the feminine plural noun. So, you find it being interchangeably used that way. Note that 2 through 10 may also occur with pronominal suffixes. These suffixes are added to the construct form of the nouns, like we have learned before. When pronominal suffixes are attached to nouns, they are in a construct state. So when we say both of them or 2 of them is Shnehim. Shnehim. Again, this is the serios telling you that is a construct form of a masculine plural or masculine dual noun here. So it's 2 of them or both of them. You can have Shenechem, 2 of you. Shenenu, 2 of us. So this is the construct noun with a pronominal suffix on. Him is third masculine plural. Kim is second masculine plural. And nu is first common plural. We also have in the feminine too, Shtehin, Shtechen, and Stenu on here. So it's identical on here, the pronominal suffixes. Now also in 11.3 we have what they call cardinal numbers, which these cardinal numbers are 11 through 19 are formed with a combination of the number 10 and 1 through 9. So basically you're going to go from 11 through 19 here. So you have Echad, which is 1, also 1 of 10. So the combination basically here is Echad, a combination of Echad and Aser. This is the construct with the absolute here. 1 of 10 is literally what it says right there, which is 11. So let's look at this model here, the paradigm here. On 11, we have Echad Asar. Okay, and you notice you got these alternate forms here on 11 and 12 here. Echad Asar, Ashte Asar, which is a basically a alternate form, and then you have Shnei Asar. This is 12. This means 2 of 10, 1 of 10, 2 of 10. And then you have an alternate form of 12 too, a Shnei Asar. Number 13, you have Shalosha Asar. And notice this is feminine right here, the feminine in here. Again, we go back into that situation where they could use the feminine plus 10 here. So it's 13. Arba'a Asar. That's 14. Chamisha Asar. It's 15. Shisha Asar is 16. And Shiv'a Asar is 17. Shemana Asar is 18. And Tish'a Asar is 19. Again, you'll get familiar with just the numbers here as you go through them in here. Main thing we want to learn is basically the absolute masculine absolute here. Note that 11 and 12 have alternate forms, which we just did. The alternate forms of 11 is Ashtay only occurs 19 times in the Hebrew Bible, so I wouldn't lose too much sleep over that. Most of the time, these nouns occur with plural nouns. A few nouns, however, appear regularly in the singular. Now, when singular nouns of this type occur with these nouns, they are translated as plural nouns. For example, in Joshua 3:12, we have Shnei Asar Ish. We got a singular noun here, but we have 2 of 10, which is 12 men. That's what we translate. Instead of 12 man, we would say 12 men. Shalosh Esrei Shana, that would literally is 13 year, or we would say years, 13 years. Arba'a Asar Yom. See how Yom is singular? But this is 14 day, or 14 days. Chamisha Asar Shekel. This basically is 15 shekels, or literally 15 shekel, is what it says here. But that would translate as 15 shekels here. So a lot of times the noun is in singular form, even though the numbers occur in plural with plural nouns. So, okay, let's go into cardinal numbers 20 through 99 here. We got 20, do it in tens. We got Esrim, of course, that's the Hirik Yod Mem Safit here. Esrim, Sheloshim, Arba'im for 40. So Esrim for 20, Sheloshim for 30, Arba'im for 40, just like we get the word, got 4. Shalosh is 3, and then we got 20 here is Esrim. It's like 10, it's multiple tens here. Chamishim is 5 with the plural, masculine plural, which is 50. Shishim, 6, same thing, 60. Shivim, 7 with the Hirik Yod Mem Safit, 70. And Shemonim, which is 80. And Tishim, which is 90 right here. Okay, so Esherim, 20, is the masculine plural form of Esher, or Esser, for 10. Numbers 30 through 90 by tens are masculine plural forms of 3 through 9. So it's not that much to have to memorize there. You pretty much, once you get the singular digit numbers down, then they just use those for the numbers from 20 through 90 there. Now, in the Hebrew, 21 and other such numbers occur either as 20 and 1, or less frequently as 20 as 1 and 20. So here we got one in 2 Kings 24:18. It is Esrim ve'echat, 20 and 1. Shiv'im ve'shiv'ah, 70 and 7. Tish'im tesha is 90 and 9. Shanaim Usheloshim, this would be 30. Literally it says 2 and 30, so 32 here for numbers 31-40 here. Alright, then you get into the cardinal numbers of 100 and higher. You just get Me'ah, which is actually this is Me'ah with Mem, Sarai, Aleph, Hey. Aleph comments Hey, And then, of course, the construct of that singular is me'at. Hay drops out. Comments reduces to a patak, and the seri reduces to a shava. Me'at. And me'ot is the plural form of hundred. Of that, so hundreds. So we have 200, which is matayim. Matayim, same way it's coming from me'ah. Shalosh me'ot. Shalosh me'ot is 300. We have elif, which is where we get the word aleph from. The first letter of the Hebrew alphabet is Aleph or Aleph, which means thousand, herd. That's why we get the word Aleph is a herd, or it means strength as an oxen and stuff. So that's where that word comes from. An idea. Well, we have 2,000. Of course, this is the dual noun of Aleph, which is alpine. So that's 2,000. Sheloshet alpine is 3,000. And then we get to 10,000. It's revava. Revava is 10,000. It kind of sounds like it, just the sound. Revava. Revava. 10,000. That's what we have here. And then 20,000 is Rivotaim. Rivotaim. Remember what happens when you have those geminate nouns right here. Remember, you got the you have the doubling of the bait, and then the whole and vav, and then you have the ending in here attached to it. So it's you see some of the same characteristics here in the previous chapters that we've learned before on those different types of nouns here. And this would be what they call geminate noun usage here. All right, so that would be 20,000. Ribo time. And then 30,000 is shalosh ribot. Shalosh ribot here. So this is mainly 1,000, but it's in the plural. And so it's in the plural, and then shalosh is in the singular. So 30,000. The numbers 100, me'ah, and 1,000 elef, and 10,000 revavah should be memorized. These are the main three ones you need to really memorize. Me'ah, elef, and revavah. Note that the 200 matayim is the dual form of 100 me'ah. 2,000 alpine is the dual form of 1,000 elef. And then 20,000 rebotaim is the dual form of 10,000 revavah. So they're pretty simple in that just you'll get used to it as you go through and review and go through the homework here. Now the remaining numerical sequences 300, 400, 500, 600 follow the pattern exhibited by 300. Shalosh me'ot, 3,000. Shaloshet alpine, 3,000. And 30,000 shalosh ribot. So again, the main thing, you're not really going to have to use it so much, except when you maybe get into the counting of the sons of Israel and stuff like that. You'll have that when you get into that, but for the most part, just review it and just learn the masculine absolute forms to be best. Now let's get into the ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers are used to express position in a series, like first, second, third. In Hebrew, ordinal numbers have both masculine and feminine forms. Rishon is first. You know, we had the first day, Rishon, Yom Rishon, the first day, or Yom Rishon is the first day. Rishonah, of course, that's the feminine. You got the comments, hey. Sheni is second. Shaloshi is third. Revi'i is fourth. Chamishi is fifth. Shishi is sixth. Shevi'i is seventh. Shemini is eighth. Teshi'i is ninth. And Asiri is 10th. So the roots pretty much are the same, except for you're in here. This one here, you're missing the aleph for Arba, but most of the other ones pretty much are the same, going all the way down the line, except for Echad. You got Rishon instead of Echad, but as the cardinal numbers are somewhat similar, except for this one here, number 4, you would have an aleph here that's Arba, but this one is Ribi'i in there. So the ordinal number of Rishon we have here is derived from the noun Rosh for head, chief or beginning. The meaning ordinals share a common root with their corresponding cardinal numbers, which I just said just a moment ago. For example, Shesh, which is 6, and Shishi is 6, share a common root. With ordinals 2nd through 10th, the masculine form is distinguished from the feminine form by the final tav in the feminine. In other words, masculine ordinals end with a hirik yod, as in Shelishi, and feminine ordinals end with eat, as in Shelishit. So the hirik yod tav it shows the feminine ending there. Remember we talked about that. Patak tav, Segol tav, Shurik tav, Hirik yod tav. Those all are show feminine endings. Okay. Now ordinal numbers are classified as adjectives when attributive they follow the noun they modify and agree in gender and definiteness, just like the cardinals. So we have Bayom on the first day, Bayom Harishon, on the first day. The noun with the preposition comes to be first, and then the ordinal number, which is acting like an adjective, an attributive adjective, comes right after the noun that it's modifying, agrees in gender and definiteness. By Yom HaShevi'i, on the 7th day, Yom HaShishi, the 6th day. Now for ordinals greater than the 10th, cardinal numbers used. So 11 going forward, the cardinal number is used instead of the ordinal number. So Ushelosh Eshrei Shana. So basically you have the cardinal numbers taking their place, going from after 10 or after 10th. So 11 going forward is used with cardinal numbers, not ordinal numbers. Okay, because you remember you'd have a hirik yod and tav at the end of it instead of just a shalosh. And same thing, bishloshim vasheva shana, and on the 37th year. 37th year. Remember, the noun is going to be singular with a plural adjective here. All right, Bishnat ha'arba'im, and on the literally on or in the year of the 40th, or on the 40th year. First Chronicles 26:31. Okay, well that's just your discussion of using those right there, or cardinal and ordinal numbers right here. Like I said, don't place a lot of emphasis too much on that right there. You'll memorize them as you go through and become familiar with them. Just don't lose any sleep over it. You'll become familiar with it as you use it and recognize. Just keep reviewing it from time to time to go through. Okay. Alright, that's the end of this session here. Until next session, shalom.